Welcome everyone. Today's yoga class will start at 1 o'clock, so about 7 minutes from now. So make sure that you have 1 or 2 blocks, that you have a yoga belt or a tie, and then if you have yoga blankets, then that's a good option as well, especially if you plan on doing shoulder stand. But we'll start here in just a few minutes. Go ahead and set yourself up, and I'll see you in a couple. Hello everyone, my name is Rexx, so we'll be starting the Vinyasa yoga class, flow yoga class, in the next couple of minutes. Please make sure that you get 1 or 2 yoga blocks like this. Also get a yoga belt, and then if you have a yoga blanket for shoulder stand especially, 1 or 2 of those, then that's a good prop to have. You can also put on some ambient music if you like, just to kind of help you relax or to keep yourself in the mood here as you're doing yoga. But I usually suggest not listening to music with lyrics or emotionally charged pop music, just because it tends to distract you and you'll be focusing more on that rather than on the postures and your breathing. So again, in class today, it'll be a 55-minute Vinyasa yoga class. I'll offer basic as well as intermediate options for each posture. We'll be doing right side first, which is a little bit different from how I normally teach, which is left side first. And then one other thing to keep in mind is that if there is a posture that we're doing and there's an intermediate posture available, and you find that the intermediate posture is too difficult, go back to the more basic position and get more stable in that position before you try the intermediate posture next time. This way you're building up the endurance and the strength to do the posture, and you're not doing too much at once. This is especially going to be important where the postures involve either binds or extreme or more intense stretches. But the most important part of all of this is that you focus on your breathing and on the sensations that you feel, and that you focus on inhaling and filling the posture and exhaling to let go of any sort of tension that you feel. And that's a continuous process throughout yoga, so that as we practice, you're stretching the body from the inside out. So just another minute or 2 here before we start. And again, make sure you get 1 or 2 yoga blocks, a yoga strap, and then also 1 or 2 yoga blankets, especially if you plan on doing shoulder stand. And today I might also go a little bit more into detail. If you're going to be doing shoulder stand, I'll go into how to set yourself up for that so that you put minimal amount of pressure on your neck and shoulders, and you'll be able to hold it a little bit more easily. All right, everyone. So welcome. My name is Rexx. We'll be doing a flow yoga class today. So I'll be going along with you in the class. I'll be offering you basic as well as intermediate options for each posture. And then the most important thing as we're practicing today is just focus on breathing deeply and freely and letting go of tension as you feel it. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to, I like to place the 2 blocks at the front edge of the mat so that I have them available for standing postures. And we're going to start a little bit towards the back of the mat with the big toes touching and the heels together. From here, let's stretch the arms forward so that we will be in child's pose. Let your forehead rest on the floor. Relax your neck and relax your back. Begin to breathe deeply. Inhaling, feel how your body expands. And exhaling, let go of tension, especially through the face. Again, inhaling, feel your body expand. And exhaling, let go of tension. Inhaling, feel your body expand. And exhaling, to let go of tension. Just 1 or 2 more breaths like that. And anytime your mind wanders throughout practice today, just bring it back to this very simple process of breathing in and breathing out with more awareness. So let's inhale, come forward under the hands and knees. The hands will be underneath the shoulders, the knees will be underneath the hips. As you exhale, pull the tailbone down, round the back, look at your navel. Inhale, arch your back, and lift your head. Exhale, pull the tailbone down, round the back. Inhale to arch. Exhale, pull the tailbone down, round the back. Inhale to arch. Exhale, pull the tailbone down, round the back. Inhale to arch. Last time as you exhale, pull the tailbone down, round the back. And then inhale, come into a neutral position. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips for downward facing dog. Your first downward facing dog can be one where you're just stretching from side to side. Maybe you're doing a little bit of free movement, just so you warm up your legs, your hips. But eventually, as you've kind of worked out all those kinks, try to come back to a more neutral position. So bearing weight equally between left and right foot, left and right hand. And then, especially in downward facing dog, focus more on lifting your heels up so that you can lift your hips up as well. This will allow you to focus on lengthening your lower back and lengthening your back in general. One more breath here. And then let's step the right foot forward between the palms. Take the left knee to the mat. Now take your 2 blocks, if you have them, and just place them on either side of your foot. So your right foot, your right ankle rather, is directly underneath your knee. Your chest is lifted, and let your hips sink towards the floor. Especially if you spend a lot of time seated, maybe a couple hours seated at your computer, then this is a good posture to do quite frequently throughout the day. Just lengthening the front of your hips, lengthening your hip flexors, getting out of that kind of crunched in seated position. A few more breaths here. This is also one that I like to do at the beginning of practice to kind of warm up for doing more back bends, like upward dog. And then we'll take the blocks off to the side and step back once again to downward dog. And then we'll bring the left foot forward between the palms. Take the right knee to the mat. Again, you're going to frame your foot with your blocks. Let your right knee rest on the floor. Hands are pressing into the blocks very lightly. And again, as you're inhaling, just focus on that lengthening through the front of your right hip. And as you're exhaling, let go of tension. And inhaling, lengthening through that right hip. Exhaling, letting go of tension. And we'll take the blocks off to the side. And then we're going to step the right foot forward. Hands can be on the floor, fingertips, or your hands can be on your shins, whichever feels more comfortable. As you inhale, lengthen your spine, stretch the front of the body long. And then as you exhale, fold forward over your legs. Let the back of your neck release. Let your head hang. It's a good idea in this position to bend your knees. And then keep your knees bent. Slowly begin to roll your spine up. Your head is going to be the very last part to come all the way up until you're standing tall. Feel the top of the head rising up towards the ceiling, the feet rooting down into the floor. And very gently pull your navel back toward your spine so that you're protecting your lower back as we're practicing today. Just imagine the navel is just magnetized toward your spine. Sun salutation A. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up at the thumbs. Exhale, fold forward, hands to shins, ankles, or floor. Inhaling, lift the head and look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step or hop back, lower down slowly. You can always take your knees to the mat, that's a basic level. Inhale to cobra or upward dog. And then exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Spread the toes open, spread the fingers open, and lift the hips. Remember, lift your heels up a little bit so that you can focus more on lifting your hips and thus lengthening your lower back. And let the back of your neck release so your head can hang. End of the exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump forward. Lift the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. Exhale, the hands beside the thighs. Again, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, step or jump back, lower down with control. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Spread the toes, spread your fingers, lift your hips. Again, each inhaling, you're filling the body, filling the posture. Each exhale, let go of unnecessary tension. Each inhale, expanding your body. Each exhale, slowly letting go of tension through the face. At the end of the exhale, bend your knees, keep your hips relatively high. Inhale, step or jump forward, lift the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands beside the thighs. One more. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, step or jump back, lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Remember, lift your heels up, spread your toes open. Lift up on your knees and feel the top of your thighs move away from your belly. Spread your fingers open, spread your toes open. Really push to your index knuckles. And to the exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump forward, lift the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands beside the thighs. Sun salutation deep. Inhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, step or jump back, lower down with control. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Right foot forward between the palms, left foot flat. Strong through your feet. Inhale, come up. You can look up at your thumbs if you like. Exhale, hands to mat, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward, right foot flat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to mat. Lower down through chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Spread the fingers open, spread the toes open, lift the hips. Relax the back of the neck. End of the exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump forward, lift the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, stick the hips, arms up. Exhale, stand up. Inhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, step or jump back, lower with control. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, left foot flat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to mat. Lower down through chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Left foot forward, right foot flat. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to mat. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Breathe deeply. Spread the toes open, spread the fingers open. Continue to smooth the breath out so the inhalation flows smoothly into the exhalation. Exhalation flows smoothly into the inhalation. End of the exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump, lift the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, holding in Utkatasana here. So ankles touch, knees touch, sink the hips. Keep the belly button moving towards your spine. You can have your hands together or apart. You want to go a little bit deeper, turn the palms out, bend the knees, sink the hips, keep belly button drawing back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, left foot flat. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Now really turn the hips forward. Try to keep your hips squared to your right foot. Sink your hips, but lift your belly. Fingers reaching up. You can look up at your thumbs if you like, otherwise keep your head more neutral like I am. Exhale, open out, warrior B. The left hip and left shoulder roll back. Again, make sure your right knee is pointing towards your second toe. Try to sink through the hips, spread the toes open, while simultaneously lifting up through the top of your head and growing tall. Steady breathing, soft face. Gaze out over your right fingers. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Shorten your stance just a little bit. And then you're going to tilt your right hip toward your left heel as you reach out far as you can, placing the hand on the shin, the ankle, or a block. So, as you push down through your right hand, you want to really focus on lengthening the right side of your body. Roll the left shoulder away from the floor. Again, every now and then, reactivate your feet. Spread your toes open. Wake them up. You can either look down at the floor, if your neck bothers you when you do this, or you look at the wall or at the ceiling. Side angle. Bend your right knee. Right hand to the outside edge of your foot. Inhale the left hand up towards the ceiling, or sweep the left arm overhead. If you sweep the arm overhead, though, you want to feel that diagonal line moving all the way from your left foot to your left hand. Really push your right knee out. Bring your right hip in. Move the left side of your body away from the floor. And then left hand to the hip. Step your left foot forward. Take your block forward. Keep your eyes focused on one point for half moon. Lift your left leg up. Keep your eyes focused on that one point as you slowly work on rolling your left hip away from the floor. Continue to bring the right hip into the body. And then if you like, you can try stretching the left hand up towards the ceiling. Steady breath, soft face. Slowly bend your right knee. Come back down to side angle. So you just take a breath or so there. Reset. And then both hands to the floor and step back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. You can always just go to down dog if you want. Then it's going to be left foot forward, right foot flat. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Again, really bend your left knee. Push down to the outside of your right foot. Lifting your belly up. Reach up through the sides of the body, all the way up into your fingertips. Again, you can keep your head more neutral, or you can look up at your thumbs. Exhale, open out, warrior B. Gaze out over your left fingers. Inhale, straighten your left leg, shorten your stance a little bit. Begin to tip at your left hip. Reach out as far as you can. And then place the hand down on the shin, the ankle, or a block. If you're using a block, make sure you're not having to reach for it and crumpling the left side waist. Try to keep as much space in the left side waist as possible. The right hand can reach up towards the ceiling. Breathe deeply. Triangle posture. Spread the toes, lift up on the knees. Really roll that right shoulder back. Bend your left knee, side angle. Blocks are really useful in this position for a lot of us. Right hand can reach up towards the ceiling or reaches overhead. And again, the reason why you're wanting to use the block is so that you keep this waist, this left side of your body, just as long as the right side. You don't have that feeling like you're compressing. Half moon, right hand to the hip. Step your right foot forward. Place your block 1 foot in front of the left foot and slightly to your left. Pick your right leg up. Keep your eyes focused on one point so that you can really then focus on bringing your left hip into the body as you roll the right hip away from the floor. If you feel steady enough, try stretching your right hand up towards the ceiling. If you start feeling wobbly, bring the hand back to the hip so you're not having to deal with the added position there. Slowly bend your left knee, come back down to side angle, and then both hands to the floor. Step back to plank. And again, you can do chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or the more basic position is you just go to down dog. You have a couple of extra breaths there. We'll all meet in downward dog. And then there'll be right foot forward between the palms, left foot flat. Frame your foot with your blocks. Make sure you have a heel-to-heel alignment here. Left foot is angled in sharply. Left hand is going to go to the outside of your right foot. Right hand goes to your hip. Push down through your left hand to turn your chest towards the right. And then stretch your right hand up towards the ceiling. Breathe deeply. To turn more, millimeter by millimeter, requires that you root through your left hand a few more millimeters. So the left hand really drives this position. Keep clipping the right hip in, grounding through your left heel. And then exhale, both hands to the blocks. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, if you want, you fold forward. But it's also perfectly fine to stay in this more lifted position, especially if you're able to get that length through your spine more easily. Breathe deeply. The more basic position is keeping the spine horizontal. The more intermediate position is folding forward. Exhale all the way. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Bend your right knee, and then step back to plank. Again, option, you can do chaturanga. You exhale, inhale to up dog, or exhale, you just move back to down dog. Again, we'll all meet in downward facing dog. And then it's going to be left foot forward, right foot flat. You frame your foot with your blocks. And then take the right hand to the outside of the left foot, left hand to your sacrum. Stretch your left hand up towards the ceiling. This left hip moves back and it also pulls in. Keep striking, and occasionally you'll fall out of the posture too. So even yoga teachers fall out of postures. Exhale, both hands to the blocks. Again, you can stay more lifted, spine horizontal, or you exhale, fold forward. I'm staying in a more basic position here just so you can see what that is today. Breathe deeply. Keep spreading the toes open, waking your feet up. Feel how that causes additional muscular actions all the way up your legs to your hips. You start fine-tuning the alignment just through those little actions in your feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the knee. Step back. Again, you can go to down dog. That's level 1. Level 2, you do chaturanga, up dog, and then down dog. We all meet in downward facing dog. From here, take a kneeling position. You're going to take one of your blocks. If you don't have a block, then the most important thing is you just focus on keeping your forearms parallel. So don't let your hands do this. This is the reason for the block. You place the block like this so that you keep your hands shoulder width apart. Place the block on the floor. Palms flat, elbows shoulder width apart. Tuck your toes and lift your hips. Now this is the most basic position, just looking at your toes, maybe admiring your lack of a pedicure, who knows. Level 2, you lift one leg up, and you hold it there for a few breaths. And then level 3, if you want, you have to lift your head, you bend the leg that is on the floor, you bend it, and start doing little swings, so that eventually, keeping your belly button moving towards your spine, you start doing little hops to try to find your balance. 1 or 2 more breaths. And then let's come down and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump forward, lift the head. Exhale to fold. And then inhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, arms overhead. And exhale, stand up, hands beside the thighs. So from here, let's step the feet out to the left, feet wide apart. Make sure that you have your feet parallel to one another, feet turned in slightly. That'll help rolling the hips in, the thighs in, so you can fold forward more easily. Hands on the hips as you inhale, lift the chest, shoulders back, and then exhale, fold forward from the hips. Place the hands on the floor as you inhale, lengthen the spine, stretch the front of the body long, and then as you exhale, fold as deep as you can from your hips. And relax, working the top of the head towards the floor. A few more breaths here. Spread the toes, activate your legs. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. Exhale to pause there. And then hands to the hips. Inhale, come up all the way. And exhale. Inhale, stretch out the arms to the side. Exhale, fold forward. Grab hold of the big toes with your first 2 fingers. Inhaling, lengthen the spine, stretch the front of the body long. And then exhale, fold forward. Work the top of the head towards the floor. Again, pay attention to your breathing. Pay attention also to the sensations that you feel as you're doing this position. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, come up, flat back. And then bend the knees and step to the front of the mat for mountain pose. Tree pose. So lift your right knee up. You can hold this position here, or You bring your heel high up into your inner thigh. Just try not to put the foot on the knee itself. High up in the inner thigh if possible. Hands together in front of the heart. Keep your eyes focused on one point. And then as you like, if you want, you begin to inhale, taking your time, slowly growing your tree. Arms lengthen overhead. Now eventually, first, the hands may stay apart, but eventually you work your hands closer together, trying to keep your shoulders wide and your neck released. Breathe deeply. Bring the hands down, and then take your right foot to the floor. Try not to shake your legs out, just switch to the other side, so left leg comes up, knee parallel to the floor, or heel high up into the inner thigh. From there, you can bring the hands together in front of the heart, which is where I'm going to keep them for this side. Normally, I would want to do both sides equal, but I'm just demonstrating both positions. The more intermediate position, you then inhale, stretch your arms overhead. And try to keep your hands apart, your shoulders relaxed. Gradually, over a long period of time, bringing your hands closer together. A few more deep breaths in this position. Relax the face. Breathing freely. Then bring the hands down. Take your left foot to the floor. Again, try not to shake out. Just return to that strong mountain position. So inhale, sweep the arms up. You can look up at your thumbs. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, step back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale to downward dog. And then inhale, come forward into plank. And then you're going to exhale, lower down as slowly as you can. Try to keep your body parallel to the floor. If you need to, you can always take your knees to the mat. And lower all the way down on the floor. Hands beside the hips. As you inhale, lift your legs, lift your chest for locust. Breathe deeply. You can try different arm positions here. You can try stretching the arms out to the side, maybe stretching the arms forward. Now just keep lifting your legs up, lifting your chest up. Feel all those muscles in the back of your body getting turned on, getting activated. And then lower down, hands beside the chest. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, come forward to plank once again. And again, you're going to try to lower down as slowly as you can. So really push your hands into the floor to slowly lower down, resisting all the way down. Separate your feet a little bit wider. Keep your hands beside your chest. Now for Cobra, if Cobra doesn't feel comfortable, then you do Sphinx pose. So you take your forearms on the mat, you lift your chest, relax your shoulders, and you'll get the same kind of stretch you would from Cobra. This is just a little bit more accessible. It's a nice way also to read. You feel so inclined. Otherwise, you lower back down, bring your hands beside your chest, keep your hips on the floor. Inhale, push your hands into the mat, keep your hips down, elbows in, shoulders relaxed, gradually moving up higher. One or two more breaths. And then lower down, push back, downward facing dog. Then inhale, come forward to plank. And again, you guessed it, we're going to lower down as slowly as we can. And then go into bow. So bend your knees. Feet touching. If the next position doesn't feel comfortable, just keep your knees bent, your arms out like a skydiver. Otherwise, reach back, grab your ankles, and you're going to inhale, come up. Try to keep your big toes touching. Keep your head lifted. Lower down. And then push back to downward dog. From here, bring your right foot forward between your palms. Now, this is a nice one to have a blanket on, so to place underneath your knee, especially if your knees are a little bit sensitive to pressure. Frame your right foot with your blocks. And you're going to first hold in this lunge position, which is one of the first ones we started with. So lifting the chest, relaxing the shoulders. In some ways, it's kind of like a cobra combined with a lunge. And then from here, sit back a little bit so that your left hip is directly over top of your left knee. Straighten out your right leg. Now this may be as far as you go for splits, and that's perfectly fine. Splits is a posture of patience. You have to move millimeter by millimeter, breath by breath, practicing it very regularly. So this may be where you're at today. Otherwise, if you feel ready, start sliding your right heel forward. Go to the point where you encounter that first glimmer of resistance. Point your right foot slightly to protect your hamstring. And most importantly, you're breathing freely and deeply, so inhaling, filling the body, exhaling, letting go of tension. Again, modify as you're doing it, so maybe you have to come up a little bit, maybe you feel yourself relax a little bit more, and you can go deeper. But the posture is always going to be changing as you hold it. Inhale, lift your hips. You can tuck your left toes under, and then we'll just switch sides. So, right knee to the mat, left foot forward. Again, you're going to frame your foot with your blocks. And again, as you're lifting your chest, you're also letting your hips drop. Relax through the front of the right hip. Keep a little bit of keep your navel moving back towards your spine, so you're keeping your core tight. And then shift your hips back over your right knee. Straighten out your left leg. This is half split. This may be where you end up staying today. Otherwise, start sliding your left heel out. Go to the point where you feel that first glimmer of a stretch. Again, as you're inhaling, you can maybe just lift up a little bit. And as you exhale, you just let go a little bit more. A couple more deep breaths here. Take your time. Patience is the most important part of this posture. Then inhale, tuck your right toes, lift your hips. And we'll move the blocks off to the side, blanket off to the side, and then move into downward dog. From here, walk or jump forward, take a seat on the mat. Lie down on your back. So we start with bridge. So feet flat, feet parallel, hands down beside your hips. As you inhale, lift your hips, draw your tailbone in towards the back of your knees. Really feel your feet pressing down firmly, all four corners of each foot. Steady breath, soft face. and then lower down. Take a breath, and then inhale, lift up again. Now you can repeat bridge, that's level 1. Level 2, you bring your hands beside your ears, and you inhale, lift up, first the top of the head, and then straighten your arms for upward bow, also called wheel. Steady breath, soft face. And then lower down. Take a breath. And then one more back bend, either bridge or wheel. I'll be demonstrating bridge. So inhale, lift your hips. Let your shoulders relax towards the floor. Thighs roll in, the outer hips lift up. Keep your navel firm toward your spine. And then lower down and hug your knees in towards your chest. The more advanced position here would be to do happy baby, grabbing the outsides of the feet, pulling the knees down. And then let's place the right ankle on top of the left knee, reach through the leg, grab the back of the hamstring or the front of the shin for a figure 4 position. Same thing here is as you're holding the position, each inhale, just feel your body expanding, feel your body filling with air. And then as you're exhaling, let go of tension, wherever you feel there's unnecessary tension. Maybe it's in your shoulders, maybe it's in your neck. It could also be in your right hip. Just see if you can relax wherever you feel that there's unnecessary tension. We'll release that, we'll switch sides. So left ankle on top of right knee. Reach through the leg, grab the back of the hamstring or the front of the shin. Pull it in until you feel a deep stretch in your left hip. And every time you're holding a yoga posture, you're focusing on the sensations that you feel, you're focusing on the quality of your breathing. And then release that. Let's turn to the side and we'll sit up. So from here we will place the right ankle on top of the left, across the left thigh, or if you're a little bit more flexible, you can bend the left knee so that the left heel is next to your right hip. Inhale, stretch your left hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, turn toward your right. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale to turn. If you're a little bit more flexible here, then try straightening your left arm and either grabbing your left knee or your left outer foot, or your right foot. So you're either grabbing your left knee or your right foot. Right foot is a little bit harder. Inhale, turn back to center, and then just do a counter rotation as you exhale. Inhale back to center, let's switch sides. So it's going to be left foot over top of right thigh. You can bend your right knee. If it's too much, then keep your leg out straight. Inhale, stretch your right hand up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale as much as possible, hook the elbow on the outside of the knee. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to turn. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turn. Inhale, turn the head back to center. And then exhale, just a nice counter rotation to your right. Inhale, come back to center. The next posture, we'll lie down on the back. This is where a belt is useful. So this will be your option to repeat if you're not doing shoulder stand. You lie down on your back, take the belt, strap the ball of the right foot, give yourself enough slack that you keep your right leg absolutely straight so it's not bending. And as you begin to pull your right foot toward your face, you have to make sure that your right leg stays absolutely straight. Keep your left leg centered, almost as if you're standing in tree pose. And especially if you're blessed with tight hamstrings, this is a good posture to do every day. Maybe if you run or if you cycle, a good one to do when you get done with that. And then take your right leg out to the side. Keep your left hip as close to the floor as possible. So that means you have to really drop your left hip down. You can almost imagine as if someone is standing on your left hip. So you're trying to drop your left hip down while you take your right leg out to the side. Inhale, come back to center, and then bend your left knee, shift your hips over to the right, and then take your right leg across your body. Still keep that leg active, so don't let it kind of drop off to the side. Right leg strong and straight, right hip moving away from your right waist, the right shoulder dropping down. Keep your left leg strong, straight as well. Inhale, come back to center, and then let's switch legs. So strap the ball of your left foot, straighten your left leg up towards the ceiling. Again, you can keep your right hand on your right hip so you're kind of aware about what your right hip is doing. Then take your left leg out to the side. Keep your right hip as close to the floor as possible. The moment you feel that right hip popping up, just drop the right hip back down. Inhale your left leg back at the center. Bend your right knee, shift your hips to the left, and then take the left leg across your body. Inhale back up to center. Now, if you're not doing shoulder stand, then you're going to repeat that posture. Otherwise, we'll set ourselves up for shoulder stand. I like to use 2 blankets for this one, mostly because it protects the neck from getting too much pressure. Just make sure the blankets are evenly stacked and smooth. And then I'll demonstrate it, but you make sure your shoulders are about 1 inch away from the edge, so they're not off the blanket, but they're not right at the edge. So you lie down, shoulders about 1 inch away from the edge of the blanket, hands down beside your hips, keep your knees bent, and then lift your legs up. Going into plow pose is a nice preparatory for going into shoulder stand. And the hands can go on the hips or the lower back. It's easier to do this when you don't have a shirt kind of impeding the way. Keep rolling your thighs in. Spread your toes open. Keep working your hands up your back towards your shoulder blades. Also, I like to tell people don't turn your head. It will pop off if you do that. So as you move into shoulder stands, slowly lower either one or both legs at the same time. Straighten your arms. Monitor the sensations in your neck. Make sure they're not getting too intense. And slowly roll down. The counter posture to shoulder stand is fish. So elbows press down, lift your head up. Place the top of the head on the floor. Keep your elbows pressing down to take weight off your neck. Then lower down. Then if you want, you can do one final knees in towards chest to release your lower back. And then for the final relaxation posture, you can either keep your knees bent with them resting against one another. This is especially helpful if it doesn't feel comfortable to have your legs out straight. So arms out to the side, or if you like, you stretch your legs out, let your feet roll out. And then close your eyes and feel your body sinking down into the mat. Let go of any tension through your forehead, any tension through your jaw. Let go of any tension through the hips or through the calves. Let your belly become soft, moving spontaneously as you breathe. Take this time to really let your body become softer, more relaxed, sinking down into the earth. Feel your breathing moving your body. You can continue to rest in Shavasana if you want for as long as you want. Otherwise, begin to reach into your fingers and toes. You can Stretch your arms overhead while you reach your feet away from your hips. And then bend the knees and turn to rest on one side. Press yourself up to a seated position. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Stay in touch with that calm, centered self that you observed today as we were practicing. Namaste.